feel like a bit of a paradox box? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of a Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is the Paradoxical Rare Bird. If you go to YouTube, you can subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine, and you'll notice there is a series of 10 videos I've done before this one around some ways that it is perceived by me that you can be a distinct and rare bird in this world, but there are many graces, gifts, and offerings in addition to the challenges in being a unique entity. And this is the 11th and final in the series of different ways I'm just pointing to and illuminating that you may be a rare bird on your path. Heather Feather is a paradox box of a being, We notice that in the celestial heavens, when we witness what is occurring, that the sun has always chased the moon. And we come to Earth School and start to recognize that, we want joy, we want fun, we want happiness. And we may cast into the shadows or into those lunar times or those periods in mind when we are uncertain or perhaps frightened and we don't know what is around the bend, that we don't think that that should be a part of our life. We should only have joy at the helm. We should only be enjoying. And Heather Feather has come to an awareness in this year as she studies A Course in Miracles that my understanding of Yeshua ben Joseph's teachings is to live a life of gratitude and joy and be pleased and trust that everything is offering grace to your evolutionary way of being. And I've spent so much of it in sorrow and in sadness and not fulfilling that thing that I think is ultimately the spiritual destiny I've been aiming towards the entire time. But I recognize now as well that the shadow, the unknown, the darkness, the pain, the suffering that we experience at the helm in our reality, the suffering that all beings have some knowing with or some gnosis of, as much as they may also experience grace and ease, it is possible that both of these things serve one's evolution. We are made of atoms. Atoms cannot be created nor destroyed, which is another way to describe eternal. All beings that study spirituality usually have some component of expressing that spirit to be eternal. And here we come into a life and pretend like we're not eternal. Oh no, we're going to die. I'm going to rot off the bone or turn to ash. Holy nightmare. Heather Feather has spent her life not afraid of death. I mean, there were periods in my youth as I was moving towards it, but now that I've had over 70 people I've known that have died, now that I've spent my life what feels like standing in a graveyard of time, I've learned after 5 decades of existing in this paradigm that my real fear was not death, it's been life. And it took cancer. It took the grace of getting cancer. My greatest gift this year has been getting cancer. For me to recognize, I did choose to come down here and play like I can die and pretend like I'm only alive for a short time. And I do want to focus up. And I do want to create and not be afraid of life and not be afraid of my expression. There's so much that Heather has been devoted to in her attention and the attempt of wanting to be aligned with the truth, offering the truth, sharing the truth, which is a tricky topic too. Many two-leggeds think they hold the truth. What they actually hold is their individual truth based on their value system and their perspectives. Absolute truth is love is. But when we start defining what that means, we narrow a very vast topic immediately and may collapse the truth in our idea of truth. And so Heather Feather has wanted to be always truthful, always honest, always pure and offering agape, offering love, being my authentic truth, which is love back of the design. In therapy this week, I recognize I've also not wanted to, throughout my life, share my anger, my frustration, my sorrow, my grief, my pain. Heather Feather has a strong tendency to withdraw the self and to speak in third person because I am more than just this conscious, subconscious character that I'm playing. I'm an oversoul in my realm as well. But as I pull back and look at the self from the superconscious mind or oversoul perspective in the paradigm, I recognize through therapy this week and what my therapist shared with me that I'm not actually being authentic or honest or truthful if I don't let those people in the river of my life experience my anger, my sorrow, my frustration. Heather Feather's perspective has always been, we'll all get home anyhow. We all did get home. We all are enlightened. Time and space are an illusion created by mind. That's what we're doing with these quantum waves of probability in the paradigm, is collapsing them into particles because consciousness is in the room. And it's all made of emptiness anyhow. So we're just swimming through this holographic dream, pretending like we can die and that things can be terrible and things can be unseen and therefore frightening. But there's also this awareness, because of my spiritual studies, that it's like, oh yeah, I'm eternal spirit. I'm eternal spirit, cannot be threatened, cannot be cut up, cannot be destroyed. That's true atomically, that's true in my spirit, that's true in my awareness and my belief matrix. And I've had to start recognizing ways in which I've been walking this delicate line of wanting to, I saw it when I stepped on the shamanic path at 42, like a bunch of coins flipping in the air, wanting to stand on the side of the coin that is truth, which is what the ego does. It's what we all do. Most two-leggeds watching this video believe that they stand on a side of the coin that holds much of the truth, and it's called their opinions and perspectives based on their ego. Heather has her opinions and perspectives based on her ego, but there's an entire coin present. There's the other side of the coin, the other perspective. Like maybe all of your suffering was for your evolution so that you can recognize that you're eternal love and life is a cosmic joke and you forgot to laugh, you know? And there's the rim of the coin called the neutral place we can stand. That's what I saw myself doing when I was summoned by Lightwalker to this path. I started getting downloads as he said I would, and I saw myself standing on the rim of the coin and being able to stand in the paradox that is the darkness and the light, the false evidence appearing real or the fear in our frights, and the love of our eternal agape being that may be the truth back of the design the entire time anyhow. You know, it's a strange realm in that we often feel like it's like, oh, I understand, and all of these things that I have caused to be my value system and my truth. This is the truth. And there's so much that we don't see and know. Many two-leggeds in the past decade have argued about the shape of the earth, and none of them have, the vast majority, let's say, have not been astronauts and have not pulled back and looked at the earth. They haven't gone around the earth to look at it. But yet they espouse, like, I know the truth. And that's cool. Like, you do you. It's also possible it's a hologram, which is a 2D surface that reflects 3D awareness of being circular or ovular Earth school. And the shape of the Earth is variant based on the way we perceive the holography that is present in this realm. And so two-leggeds have been at the helm arguing about the shape of the Earth, arguing about all their opinions, arguing about what the truth is. It's possible, Heather Feather has found to be true in this year, especially so, that no matter how much I've wanted to know, and no matter how much I've been a seeker, no matter how much I have been driven to find the truth, the absolute truth, like love is, will absolutely always be true. It's not threatened. It doesn't need my protection, and I don't need to defend it. It doesn't need defense. Absolute truth doesn't need your defense. And the individual truth, which I call opinions, may be missing a big part of the picture all the time because it's connected to a mind that has an ego that is creating a value system based on the life being lived by the individual. And that storyline is variant per person. Are there any ways that you have experienced yourself kind of walking in this realm as if you can understand both sides of the coin and maybe even pull back to stand on the rim and allow all of existence to exist without needing to correct it? Allowing the paradox box to exist, allowing the sun to chase the moon, allowing the sky to be reflected in the water, allowing the duality that's present in our paradigm to be reflected and to trust that it may be exactly what we needed to experience and hold in heart and spirit and body and mind, that we can evolve and awaken to the eternal love we've been the entire time. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube, like and comment there. All services are 20% off for the month of August at rarebirdmedicine.com. Amun.